Well, a stunning new report claiming that North American and U.S. oil production will dominate the worldwide supply over the next 5 years. That's according to the International Energy Agency in its new report. Stephen Moore is a senior economic writer at the Wall Street Journal. He follows this very closely. So, Steve, in the early 70s, when I used to wait in line for hours for gasoline, the old odd-even thing. I would.
I remember that.
You remember that? I would curse
I do.
OPEC for, not only its oil dominance, but its embargo against the U.S., which was very mean-spirited. And I never thought I'd see the day when North American oil would dominate. What has changed?
Well, Greg, this is a great pro-America story on Memorial Day, because what has happened is, we might as well call us Saudi America. We have so much oil and gas, and what's really dominated this industry is new technologies like hydraulic fracturing, new drilling technologies called horizontal drilling, which make our wells much, much more productive. And, Greg, it's happening all over the country. It's happening in Texas. It's happening in North Dakota. It should be happening in California. They're a little bit behind the curve on this, but Oklahoma, and then even on the East Coast, you've got the Marcellus Shale that has 150 years worth of natural gas, and that's making people in West Virginia and Pennsylvania and Ohio very rich. So it's a great story. And Greg, I believe, and this is substantiated by a lot of experts in the oil industry, that within 10 years, the United States of America can move from being an import country for oil and gas to an export country, which is an unbelievably pro-economic story.
Well, it'd be great for our economy. It would make our lives a lot easier. And I noticed that a few days ago, the House passed a bill approving the Keystone Pipeline, trying to take the decision-making away from the president. He's been dithering on this thing. 19 Democrats joined the Republicans in that thing. How would you handicap its chances in the Senate and actually be getting passed?
I think it's going to get done. Just you can't hold back this revolution that's going on in oil and gas. And the only problem we have right now, Greg, is we don't have the infrastructure, the pipelines, to get the oil and gas to the markets we need to get it to. And so XL pipeline is really important. But we also need pipelines all over this country. I mean, we have so much natural gas, and we need to get this oil, by the way, from the west to the east to the ports. Where if we're going to be exporting this stuff, we're going to need to get it to the ports in places like Houston. So I think we are going to see a breakthrough on the Keystone pipeline. I think it's going to happen within the next year.
Wow. Look, a lot of people are claiming that the pipeline is going to wreak havoc on the environment. I don't know, Steve, maybe it's just the opposite when you think about it, because after all, moving oil by train produces higher carbon emissions from the diesel locomotives than the oil flowing through the pipeline. And, let's say the pipeline isn't built. Well, Canada is going to sell it to somebody else, another country.
No doubt about it.
And so the carbon will be released into the atmosphere by those countries. And then the U.S. arguably would be forced to use more coal, which is more damaging. So isn't there evidence, Steve, that the pipeline is actually a better environmental choice?
There's no doubt about it. And this is a really good point you're making, Greg. The United States of America has reduced its carbon emissions over the last 2 years more than any other industrialized country in the world, which is amazing because we haven't signed the Kyoto Treaty. Now, here's the major reason why, Greg. We have been transitioning from using coal for electricity to very cheap and abundant natural gas. That's reducing our carbon emissions. So the environmentalists who are concerned about global warming, they should be cheerleading for this natural gas revolution. It's cheap, it's abundant, and it's American, Greg. Think about the implications this will have for America's balance of trade deficit if we don't have to import all this stuff from the rest of the world.
Steve Moore, good to see you as always with the Wall Street Journal. Appreciate it.
Happy Memorial Day.
All right, you too.